Elden Ring is inarguably FromSoftware's most ambitious title to date. Its application of Dark Souls formulae to an open world with relentlessly punishing combat and deep exploration isn't the only indicator of this ambition though. No, Elden Ring exhibits some of the most visceral, terrifying, and downright challenging bosses in the entire FromSoft canon. Here's 15 of the hardest bosses you'll encounter in the lands between, but it's worth pointing out that this list is, of course, subjective. One person's challenge is another's fodder. Plus, the inherent difficulty in each boss can hinge on a character's weapons and current level, so there's that to bear in mind too. Margit the Fell Omen.
Someone must extinguish thy flame.
Likely amongst the first bosses you'll encounter in Elden Ring, Margit the Fell Omen serves up a dish of cold hard training for a lot of his moveset. The delayed attack patterns and surgically precise, yet parryable attacks are replicated in later much tougher bosses. Margit the Fell Omen is optional, but you'll need to hone your juvenile skills to defeat him if you're to advance onto Stormveil Castle. Borealis the Freezing Fog. Of all Elden Ring's dragon clashes Borealis, the Freezing Fog is amongst the most challenging, principally because of the blizzard haze cloaking the battleground. For this reason, it's optimal to fight this greater foe boss in daytime, as the persistent snowfall makes visibility nigh on impossible in darkness. This dragon's frostbite inflicting glacial roars can cause colossal damage, thus Throfrost boluses are essential to alleviate frost buildup. Ranged weapons come in handy too, given Borealis the Freezing Fog's lack of rapidly enclosing melee attacks. Fallingstar Beast. Next up is the crystal-adorned quadruped Fallingstar Beast, and whilst this is one of the more unique boss designs in Elden Ring, it is found in numerous locations. Now, ranged specialists might not have too much trouble as much as melee-focused players, but the Fallingstar Beast's defense stats will no doubt provide a stumbling block for everyone. Keep your distance, as this beast possesses brutal close-range attacks. Morgott the Omen King. Morgott the Omen King is the true identity of Margit the Fell Omen, but this boss fights with intense speed and aggression, especially in his second phase. His moves are difficult to read at first, but not unlike most bosses in Elden Ring, an aggressive, unafraid approach is key to bringing him down. Attacks with substantial cooldowns, such as his flying hammer slam, present a window of opportunity to roll in close to unleash a second of fury before his next attack. Fire Giant. The last known survivor of the war against the giants is a formidable one, with gargantuan health bar befitting of his colossal frame. Making matters worse is the Fire Giant's staggering defense, with even the strongest weapons merely flicking chips off him. The trick here is to do your best to avoid his front side, as most of his attacks hurl in this direction. Weapons that inflict bleed are effective too, imbued with poison even better. All in all, Fire Giant is tough, and the fact that he's not optional means you're likely to get frustrated before cutting him down to size. Starscourge Radahn. This legend boss is huge, and as such, his attacks wield giant hitboxes, so are rather difficult to dodge. His ranged magic arrow attacks will kill instantly, and his quick-fire melees can stun even seasoned players too. In short, Starscourge Radahn's affliction with Scarlet Rot make him a relentless, intimidating opponent. Fighting fire with fire, that is, unleashing Scarlet Rot yourself, is most effective in whittling down his health. Use Rotten Breath and just hope for the best. Godfrey. This boss is a bloodthirsty warrior whose stately amble during his first phase can be unsettling, for his battle axe can deal a ton of damage. Grind him down to 40% health and Godfrey transforms into his sharper, deadlier alter ego, Hora Luke's warrior, eschewing his battle axe for fisticuffs. This second phase is up there as one of the most challenging boss battles in the whole of Elden Ring. Radagon of the Golden Order. Red-haired, disheveled Radagon of the Golden Order appears very late game, and thus weapons, incantations, and spirit ashes capable of afflicting black flame are preferable, as they'll deal damage over time based on Radagon's maximum HP. Essentially the first battle in a 2-stage finale, the second bout being against the final boss, the Elden Beast, the scrap with Radagon of the Golden Order is much more of a challenge than the latter, given his strong short-range melee attacks, beam projectiles, and discombobulating slam attacks. You've got to be on your A-game to ensure victory here. Astel, Naturalborn of the Void. For all its dark fantasy hallmarks, Elden Ring can exhibit a tinge of Lovecraftian cosmic horror, and Astel, Naturalborn of the Void, demonstrates this aptly. Perhaps expectedly, magical attacks do little to help your cause against this mystical nightmare. Instead, physicality and aggression are key. Slash, strike, swipe, and stab as much as you can. Get up close, dodge, and strike. Astel, Naturalborn of the Void is optional, and with those devastating ranged attacks, you might contemplate skipping, but in defeat, they yield the Moonlight Altar, whilst unlocking Elden Ring's Age of the Stars ending. Commander Niall. Gatekeeper of Miquella's Halig Tree, Commander Niall is a tricky customer. His attacks are relatively basic compared to other bosses, but his immediate summoning of 2 dangerous Banished Night Spirits and dedicated focus on continuously buffing them means the player has 3 opponents to deal with simultaneously. Down the 2 Spectres and Commander Niall comes into his perilous own. Entering Phase 2 with punishing lightning and frost attacks, and devastating area of effect attacks requiring dodges with the deftest precision to avoid. Mohg. This boss specializes in blood magic, and fully embracing his blood omen is Mohg, wielding blood flame magic with extreme ferocity. However, these spells are easily dodged, but should they land, they deal colossal damage. Survive those, though, and once Mohg reveals his wings during his second phase, his speed dramatically increases, and those blood spells become unblockable. Mohg is optional, but seeking out the toughest opponents in Elden Ring is kind of the point, right? Crucible Knight and Crucible Knight Ordovis. Elden Ring's dual boss fights represent some of the sternest challenges in the entire game, and the bout with Crucible Knight Ordovis with Crucible Knight is up there as the most skull-crushingly hard. Crucible Knight Ordovis is rock solid on his own, but his spear-wielding partner in tow makes the experience all the more frustrating. The key is to get them isolated from each other, with parrying a particularly useful tactic to keep you from getting overwhelmed. With the relatively tight arena size, however, overwhelmed is exactly how you'll be feeling most of the time. Placidusax. This secret boss is one of the toughest in the game, period. On the one hand, Placidusax's towering form is intimidating, their AoE attacks supremely dangerous, and their ability to teleport around the lightning-struck arena befuddling. But on the other hand, the battle against Placidusax is an incredible spectacle. A 2-headed ancient beast, a crumbling arena showered in lightning. Seek out this challenge, and it's equal parts difficult and awe-inspiring. Maliketh the Black Blade. Actually, this battle is in 2 parts, the first being against the beast clergyman Gwarink, a formidable foe in his own right, blasting treacherous projectiles and unleashing dangerous AoE attacks. The second part is where Maliketh the Black Blade's true identity is revealed, and this is an altogether more agile, more equipped, and downright deadlier fighter. Even dodging his devastating combos depletes your stamina bar. You'd best be prepared for an intense battle before entering Maliketh's arena. Malenia, Blade of Miquella. Well, here it is, the toughest boss in Elden Ring, and it should come as no surprise that it's Malenia, Blade of Miquella. As Malenia states herself,
"And I have never known defeat."
If you were under any doubt as to the stern test ahead of, those 5 words will shatter any hope you felt of tasting victory. Malenia, Blade of Miquella is notoriously punishing, with her rapid aggression landing one-shot insta-kill blows with ease. She goes down not only as the toughest boss in Elden Ring, but perhaps one of the deadliest in the entire FromSoftware canon. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.